If you're watching this, you already know the best games every month are the ones no one's talking about. No big marketing, no mainstream coverage, just straight up hidden gems and absolute degeneracy. So let's grow your gaming wish list for August and see what's slipping through the cracks. Take one look at this first game's Steam page and you'll wonder if you're having a stroke with all the ideas packed in. You don't smell burnt toast, do you?
What's that smell?
TK Punk G.O.L.D is a cyberpunk turn-based strategy RPG that reimagines Romance of the Three Kingdoms in a futuristic city ruled by a corrupt megacorp. You play as a humanoid AI kidnapped by resistance leader Zhang Xiao, where you'll balance running a front business bar, taking on covert missions, researching cybernetic gear, building relationships, and picking a faction to back. And that's all before the combat. The turn-based system leans all the way in on spectacle, with physics-based hits, flashy animations, and one of my favorites, clothing destruction. Outside of battle, you decide how to manage your limited time, whether upgrading your gear, training companions, earning money, or spending time with one of the game's 13 romanceable companions. Everything has a trade-off, and it all builds toward multiple endings. This is one of those beautifully unhinged games that feels like it threw everything the devs could think of against the wall, added tons of bounce, and somehow it might all just work. If your ideal action game is equal parts hack and slash, dungeon crawler, and hopefully no one walks in on me, then Innocent Assault SS is absolutely worth checking out.
Dear Diary.
The story follows Eri, an optimistic girl with zero connection to the world's grand prophecy. While the actual chosen hero is off fulfilling her destiny, Eri decides she's becoming a demon hunter purely because it sounds awesome. Good enough for me. Gameplay lets you swap seamlessly between flashy sword combos and firearms, adapting your playstyle depending on the enemy and environment. As you push into the Demon Void, you'll unlock new techniques, upgrade gear, and collect outfits, while slicing, dicing, and blasting through 8 story stages plus optional challenge missions. Now the fanservice ain't remotely hidden. That said, there's a legitimately robust action game underneath, with real customization and fast-paced combat. And you don't have to take my word for it, you can give the demo a spin right now. Sometimes getting caught by the monster ain't so bad. Dark Succubus is a gothic horror game that drops you into a sprawling labyrinth after awakening from a mysterious coma. Your only way out is to collect crystal shards scattered throughout the maze, while staying one step ahead of the seductive Dark Succubus stalking your every move. Rather than focusing on combat, the game is all about navigation and evasion. You'll weave through twisting corridors, use hiding spots to break line of sight, and carefully plan your routes, because getting caught too many times means it's game over. Once you've mastered the labyrinth, a harder difficulty unlocks for players looking to put their skills to the test. There are also multiple costumes for the Dark Succubus to unlock, letting you customize the appearance of your relentless pursuer. It's a simple premise, but sometimes that's all you need. If you want to crank up the epic ambition, you should check out LUMINARY. It's an open zone ARPG built by a 2-person team, and judging by its very positive demo buzz on Steam, they're definitely onto something. You can tackle it solo, or with up to 3 players online, exploring a handcrafted world full of hidden treasures, mountains to climb, rivers to cross, and secrets tucked off the beaten path. Character progression carries seamlessly between solo and co-op, so you don't need to juggle separate saves. Combat is fast and flashy, having you swap between swords, bows, and magic on the fly while blocking, dodging, and chaining attacks. Outside of combat, you'll rescue townspeople, build settlements, upgrade shops like the blacksmiths and arcanist for better gear, and do tons of side activities, including fishing, mining, and animal catching whenever you need a break from saving the world. This is launching into early access, so expect it to grow over time. But for a two-person team, the scope on display is already insane. There's a demo up right now if you want to see what the buzz is all about. Here's a game I've been keeping an eye on for quite a while. I actually covered VANYSLASH in my I Played series, so I'm really excited to finally see it getting an official release date. You play as Vany, a melee mage who fights alongside her surprisingly chatty partner, an enchanted battle axe named Magnus III. Together you'll hack your way through hordes of enemies, collect magical tools that unlock new abilities, and tackle a steady stream of story and side quests. Between missions, you'll return to a tavern hub where you can upgrade your gear, accept new quests, and customize Vany's appearance. And there's plenty of costumes and accessories to unlock, ranging from stylish armor to outfits that definitely know who the target audience is. From what I've played, the combat is the real star here. It's fast, flashy, and incredibly satisfying, with a strong emphasis on close-range action and chaining together magical attacks while mowing through waves of enemies. This has been a long-awaited release for me, and I'm stoked to finally see it crossing the finish line. What if your insanely clingy girlfriend was actually contagious? No, not like the time she came back from her girls' trip.
That's nasty.
Yandere Virus is a co-op horror game for up to 4 players, where your mission is to save a friend infected by the titular virus. Instead of simply escaping a monster, you're gathering ingredients, crafting a cure, and trying to rescue someone who now wants nothing more than to hunt you down. Your once friendly companion relentlessly stalks you through a haunted graveyard, whispering unsettling lines as she closes in. To survive, you need to track down the perfectly named platonic pumpkins, the key ingredient for the cure. If you're down for a co-op horror game to laugh, panic, and accidentally sacrifice your friends in, Yandere Virus looks like it delivers exactly that. And you can get weird with your friends in the demo right now. Next up is one of the more unhinged indies on August's lineup. COSETTE, the Untitled game, blends escape room puzzles, pixel RPG mechanics, and visual novel storytelling into one disturbing package. You explore COSETTE's inner world, solving puzzles that uncover buried regrets, painful memories, and the choices that shaped her life. Rather than leaning on non-stop action, it focuses on mystery and narrative, rewarding those who dig in slowly, piecing together the bigger picture. Your decisions carry real weight too, with nearly 30 different endings, encouraging multiple playthroughs to see how your choices reshape COSETTE's future. This one's for players who dig story-driven indies that aren't afraid to mix genres. COSETTE could be one of August's craziest hidden gems. This one I'm especially happy to see finally make it out. I actually covered Dawn 1 in a previous video about games that might never see the light of day. So it's great to see solo developer Shader Bunny take it to the finish line.
Wow. He did it. He actually did it.
This is a fast, stylish hack and slash that throws out traditional combo inputs in favor of 100% mouse-driven combat. Every slash, dodge, and attack is controlled through precise mouse movement, a system built entirely around speed, accuracy, and reading the flow of a fight. the challenge is just as unforgiving. There are no checkpoints, no cooldowns, and permadeath means every run is a genuine high-stakes attempt to survive until dawn. Of course, it doesn't hurt that you're doing all this with a heroine that looks like this, slicing through hordes of undead with style, and occasionally getting clean. Shader Bunny clearly knows the core audience for this game. It's always great watching a passionate solo dev cross the finish line, and Dawn 1 is shaping up to be an absolute blast. There's a demo up right now if you want to see whether you've got the reflexes to survive until dawn. Things get a little more old school with Dungeons and Cat, a pixel art action-adventure mixing Metroidvania exploration with unapologetically adult content. You play as Nora, an optimistic cat beastkin venturing into a sprawling dungeon, hoping to bring honor to her people.
When people say that there's no honor amongst holes.
Unfortunately, she's also carrying a dormant divine power that attracts every monster in the dungeon with less than noble intentions. The gameplay itself looks genuinely solid. You've got interconnected maps, hidden treasures, tough bosses, and 3 weapon types with their own skills and upgrade paths. As a very adult game, getting defeated doesn't just send you back to a checkpoint. Oh, no. First your clothes take a beating, and then you get what's coming to you. For me, the real draw is the gameplay itself. I'm always pumped for quality 2D fanservice titles these days, and this one clearly puts real effort into the exploration and combat, instead of treating them as filler. Now if you're into 2D games, make sure you're subscribed. I've got 2 upcoming videos on the very best 2D titles you need in your life. And if you want to try this one yourself, there's a demo available right now. After a stretch of action-heavy games, here's one for the strategy fans. Brigandine Abyss is a fantasy strategy RPG combining grand-scale kingdom management with classic turn-based tactical battles. Your goal: lead one of the nations of a war-torn continent, build your army, and stop the rising empire before it conquers everything. Outside of battle, you're managing resources, expanding territory, and deciding which neighboring nations to invade. Once fighting starts, the action shifts to hex-based battlefields, where positioning, terrain, and elemental matchups can be the difference between victory and watching your army get steamrolled. There's plenty of replay value baked in too. Story mode lets you play through 6 different factions, while mission mode expands that to 24 playable nations, each with their own objectives and win conditions. This one won't appeal to everyone, but if you've been craving a deep, old-school strategy RPG, Brigandine Abyss looks ready to scratch that itch. Next up, the long-awaited return of Compile Heart's flagship series. Hyperdimension Neptunia is back with a new mainline entry in Unlimited. If you're not familiar with the series, you definitely need to fix that. These are JRPGs wrapped in cheeky humor, fourth wall breaking jokes, and an irreverent tone unlike anything else.
Let's use the good stuff.
Once again set in game industry where goddesses representing video game consoles fight for their nations. This series has always poked fun at video game industry, and Unlimited is doing the same, with a focus this time on the introduction of AI. A little too close to home. While I'm excited for the return of the series, I'm less excited for the clearly toned down fanservice. The characters are still cute, the transformations are still flashy, and the banter is just as innuendo-laden, but as a fanservice pioneer, I'm hoping its core identity remains intact. Either way, we'll get to see the return of this iconic franchise when Unlimited drops at the end of the month. Some games know exactly what they are, and Slime Girl Smoothies Encore is definitely one of them. This deluxe re-release brings back the delightfully ridiculous bartending game where your job is mixing drinks at Slimies, alongside berry, cherry, plum, mint, and a cast of very enthusiastic slime girls. Gameplay revolves around matching ingredients, building combos, and serving up correct orders while the story unfolds between shifts. If you missed the original, this is the definitive version. It bundles the base game with all 3 DLC packs, while adding an entirely new story chapter, tougher after-hours challenge stages, new slime girls, fresh drinks, additional voice acting, remastered music, dozens of new unlockables, and a massive gallery of bonus content. The core gameplay is still an addictive little matching puzzle, but let's be honest, that's probably not why most people are here. The real appeal is the cheeky humor, charming pixel art, and the absolutely shameless adult content. Encore looks to deliver an extra thick serving with enough new content to make it the definitive way to experience one of indie gaming's gooeyest guilty pleasures. And now for some honorable mentions. Starting with Dusk Fade, an insanely polished 3D action platformer and the first game from Weird Beluga Studio. With a mix of combat and platforming, this looks to be recapturing the magic of classic 3D platformers. You can see if the gameplay is as good as the amazing visuals in the demo. Next up is a game a lot of you are excited for. Beast of Reincarnation is a post-apocalyptic action RPG set 2,000 years in the future, where you fight alongside your dog Ku across the blighted land to stop the Beast of Reincarnation. Looking nothing like Pokemon, this is actually Game Freak's first non-Nintendo console game in a decade. We'll finally see if they can compete with the AAA heavy hitters when the game drops on the 4th.
What the hell is going on?
Then, Frogwares shifts the series away from detective work and leans full survival horror in The Sinking City 2. You play as new protagonist Calvin Rafferty, navigating a flooded, Lovecraftian Arkham with limited resources, creepy monsters, and puzzle solving in equal measure. If cosmic horror is your thing, keep this one on your radar.
Please remain seated in the main hall and await further instructions.
It's like it calls to me.
And closing things out with Resonance, a Plague Tale Legacy. Set 15 years before Requiem, you play as Sophia, a treasure hunter searching the mysterious Minotaur's Island, while uncovering secrets tied to the Macula's legacy. Expect much more direct sword combat with parries, dodges, and combos, while still mixing in exploration and clever light-based puzzles. I'm a big fan of the first 2 games, so I'm excited to see where they take things next. So yeah, August ain't messing around. Which of these are you adding to your wishlist? And what did I miss? Let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the best niche, indie, and fanservice games, and I'll see you in the next one.